John was working in his science lab, got blasted by gamma rays. Now he's Smash Trivia John, always smashing. He's friends with Ruffalo, crushing on Maslany, and also Sydney Sweeney. John's here saying, hello my gamma friends, welcome to the show, the Gamma Analysis Podcast.
Smash.
Hello, my Gamma friends. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Smash Trivia John. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram by searching Smash Trivia. I'll be the one with the big old green head in the profile picture. This is the Gamma Analysis. Basically, I'm going to review everything Hulk, all the movies, TV shows, and also do rant and other geeky films. Hope you enjoy. Smash Trivia presents the Gamma Analysis. I want to ask everyone listening, particularly as you sign for me, please share the hell out of this podcast to all your friends. If you don't, Hulk will be angry. Now, really quick before we start this episode, I want to say that the week this episode is releasing, sometime within the next few days, I will be also releasing my first episode of my new podcast as Creepy and Kooky, a Wednesday Addams podcast, as where we're going to be talking about the first season of the Wednesday TV show. Keep on the lookout for that. Now, let's smash right into this episode. Today's episode is a review of the Fantastic Four First Steps with Josh from the Afternoo Tune. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good. How about for yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited to talk about this film. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, nice.
So, what did you think of the film?
I thought it was good as well. We did a review of it. I'm Josh, by the way, again from the Afternoo Tune there. I enjoyed it. Saw it in IMAX. Did you get a chance to see it in IMAX?
I didn't see it in IMAX. I just saw it in regular air, but I was very happy with my viewing experience. It was everything I could have wanted from Fantastic Four. Though there are a couple things I would change about the film. Mainly, I wish it were longer since there's a lot that they cut out of the film, and also I do and to be clear for everyone on listening, this is going to be a spoiler podcast. I do think there's a bit of a plot hole with their plan for or teleporting the Earth and eventually teleporting in Galactus as a way, which is that I think that if you needed a second I can teleport little tower thingy for the egg to land on when with the teleportation, then shouldn't you also need that at wherever you want to send the Earth or Galactus? Is with the big ones?
I think because that's if you want, or it's if I think I was thinking if you care about where the thing is going to land. So if because the egg, obviously he wanted the egg to be someplace he knew it was going to be, so he knew the thing worked. But I think with Galactus and the thing, it's like, well, he didn't really care. As long as like, well, he's going to go somewhere that's far away from us. So I guess he was just thinking that. I think that's how I saw it.
I think there should have been some more explanation into that, because I think because the way I saw it, it seemed to me like you have to have that second one there for the teleportation to work. But I may be wrong. But I thought the cast was all fantastic. I was very iffy about the idea of Galactus being the villain for the first Fantastic Four film, but I think it ended up working really well. I think they absolutely nailed the family dynamic between them. I am so much. I love the retro futuristic world that we're shown with this.
Yeah. I think we remarked that in our review there. this 1965 retro futuristic kind of Art Deco type style there. Much I also like the Incredibles had that same kind of style they showed
Mhm.
in that one. I thought that looked really good. So I think that was a cool aspect of the movie. The fact that they have their own Earth, so it's like not connected really to a lot of the mainline MCU stuff. They don't have to explain all that continuity issues there. So I thought
Yeah.
that was also really good.
I was very surprised though that the film did not actually have us have them and by the end of the film going over to the main MCU. I thought expected there would be something in the actual film causing them to go over, but we did get that post credit scene with Doom, but especially since we got had the post credit scene from Thunderbolts showing that there's a ship coming with the Fantastic Four logo. I would have thought we would have gotten something in this actual film, like maybe Galactic does end up eating the world or something, and that's why they have to go over. That's why I was assuming was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was. My theory was completely wrong about the movie. I thought they were going to lose, and I thought Galactus was going to eat the planet,
Mhm.
and or and then they were going to have to jump to another universe, and that was the setup for the Thunderbolts stinger at the
Yeah,
end. That's what I thought.
it's funny to me. This is now the second time that we've had a film where we expected by the end of the film the characters would be in the MCU. That they did do that with Deadpool and Wolverine. We also expected by the end of that film that they would be in the MCU.
Mm, yeah.
It's
Um. Oh,
interesting.
yeah. So do you think so in Doomsday? Part of like the first maybe part of the movie is going to be the Fantastic Four jumping to the mainline MCU, like maybe the first 20 minutes, maybe or so, maybe.
I could see something like that happening. I think it'll be interesting. I feel like they gotta do something where like the start of Doomsday is continuing right where they left off on that scene in the post credit scene and we can find out why Doom wants the baby and if he steals the baby or if Sue's able to get him away from it. I think it would be a cool though if maybe they do who at some point in the film go over to the main MCU timeline. But I also think it would be cool if we see some people from the MCU timeline go over to their
Mm.
Earth. And I think that could be a interesting. It'll be I'm still not sure whether that ship in Thunderbolts is actually the Fantastic Four coming, or if it could easily be that Doom stole their
Mm.
ship.
Oh, that could be yeah, that could be
Yeah,
a
I
thing
think
too.
that'd
Like,
be interesting. Um, I feel like the film either has to start with the art with a continuation of that scene, or it has or a continuation of the scene from Thunderbolts. Because it'd be wild if it just skips to ooh, they've already gotten to the MCU Earth.
mm. Um, Speaking about Doomsday a little bit, does it worry you? I've seen some stuff come out. There was that recent article that came out. Rebecca Romaine, who's Mystique, who's she's coming back to play Mystique in Doomsday. That they're just writing the script. They're still writing the script even as they're filming. Does that concern you at all a little bit?
I think that's kind of always been what Marvel's done. They've been making changes as the film goes on. So I don't know if that so much worries me. More if anything, I'd be worried about the fact that that unlike with like Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, they weren't figuring out the story for this many years in advance, and this is a very late move of changing things to Doom. So, it could be a rushed script. And I'm also still not a big fan of the and of Robert Downey Jr. being Doom. Yeah. So and also but also I think a big part of art with Doomsday that I think that is a little worrying is I don't. I think that the reason why we haven't got the rest of the cast announcements for Doomsday is that they haven't actually hired all of these actors yet, and that would be a reason why they haven't finished the script.
Mm, yeah. It makes me kind of appreciate what James Gunn recently said. Like I think he's learned a little bit from Marvel. Like I won't move forward with anything DC related unless I have a script. And you know what I mean. That's already read and good to go. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's pretty good way to go. Instead of yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Doomsday. I mean, Iron Man was written as that movie went along, and that turned out well. So I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah.
could do that. Um,
Though I do kind of feel like the Iron Man thing is kind of a bit of lightning in the bottle. It could be.
True. I
Yeah.
mean, chemistry. Robert Downey Jr., John Favreau. Yeah.
But I think it's interesting looking at the future of Marvel. I'm very 50-50 on how I feel about it. Like there's definitely things that excite me, but like I'm at the same time like yeah, this seems all a very rushed Doomsday, and also but also like I don't love all of Kevin Feige's recent comments for the future of the MCU. It kind of feels like a lot of the characters that we've gotten since Endgame we're probably not going to be seeing again anytime soon, which is kind of annoying to me.
Do you think because people talk about, people I think after Endgame and MCU's lost and everything like that, do you think with, people saying like, hey, comic book movies are back, we've had three great ones back to back to back. Do you think with Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, do you think finally maybe I don't know if you ever one of those people that Marvel went off track for a bit, but do you think with those two, like Marvel is now back on track a little bit, gives you more faith in the brand again, or with
I've I'm someone who I'm I like most things that Marvel has made over the past 5 years. Um, but so it's not it doesn't really to me feel like Marvel's back. It's more like just like the audience seems to be back more. But the I think that if anything, the place we're in now actually worries me more than we were than say a 2022, because I think that now they've started listening to people complaining online, and I don't think that's a good thing.
mm, yeah, it seems like fan reaction to this Fantastic Four movie has been pretty good. I think it's been pretty
Hmm.
solid all around across the board. I don't know how much money it'll cap out at. How much money you think Fantastic Four for successful?
No, I think that's it's interesting to see. I think that it could make a lot, but it also could just like Thunderbolts not end up not doing super well, even though it was very well received. I think it's really hard to like actually figure out whether it's going to make a lot these days with Marvel. I think that they have hurt a lot of their credibility. Um, but I think that's more so by them not having faith in their projects. I don't think they're doing nearly as good at marketing things as they used to.
Mm.
And I think that's actually a bigger thing of what's made them lose a lot of money recently.
Have you followed much of the cast and the press tour? It seems like been a pretty fun press tour with Fantastic Four, and I think it's just mostly due to the probably just the cast. I think good chemistry between the
Yeah.
cast there.
I've definitely enjoyed the I like all the cats as their dynamic with each other in interviews. Some of the interviewers don't seem great. It's insane to write or have AI write your questions for an interview.
Mm. Oh
Like,
yeah, I did see that one. He was like, "Oh yeah," it's like, it's like, "Oh, AI is not the great tool I thought it was," and he's
it's
fumbling over the question.
like, geez, you should have had somebody else. If you're going, if I don't think you should be using AI in general, but if you were gonna do that, you should have had somebody else look over your questions before you went into the interview. Like, don't just go into the interview assuming that the AI is going to have give you questions that are good. Like, oh man, I think my favorite interview. So, were when they went on the Kimmel show because Jimmy Kimmel show because Alan Cumming was being guest host. So that, he had a really fun dynamic with them. That's gonna be really interesting to see since he's gonna be coming back as Nightcrawler in Doomsday.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't see the full interview, but I did see that clip of Pedro Pascal asking Alan Cummings, "Did he get in trouble?" Because Alan Cummings,
Yeah.
I guess he leaked that him and Nightcrawler and Reed Richards have a fight in Doomsday, and he was like, "Oh, did you get in big trouble for that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." So something
Yeah,
like that.
I could. I feel like Alan Kelly is a with the Doomsday press tour is going to be in the same position as Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland usually are.
Mm, yeah. But I mean, so it's a massive movie. A lot of, I mean, leaks are probably just going. Actors just
Mhm.
talking there, going on. Speaking about Pedro Pascal and just the cast, do you think everybody in Fantastic Four? Do you think I don't know if you've read many Fantastic Four comics, but do you think they nailed it pretty well?
I haven't read a lot of the comics, but but they definitely feel like Fantastic Four that I know from what I have read and like the and from watching the movies when I was from the 2000s as a kid and watching cartoons with them and they very much feel like what I want out of the Fantastic Four. Or my favorite out of them is the thing. I really enjoyed him in the film.
Mm. One of my criticisms about the movie was that I feel like because it feels like quite a bit of stuff was cut out. I mean, it is quite a bit of stuff that was cut out from the movie there,
Oh yeah,
and it feels like maybe the bulk of that was a lot of the thing
yeah. I think they
aspects.
cut out a lot from him and I feel particularly like his side characters because like you have because Natasha Leone appears for like two scenes in the film, and I feel like there was so much more between her and Ben that we just didn't see.
Yeah, yeah. And Natasha seems like she was kind of wasted. I mean, she's not a huge
Yeah,
actress,
it
but
was weird.
she's notable. But yeah, it seems like you could have got any kind of
Hmm.
small time actress to come in and do that part. Not Natasha Leone, but
Yeah, um, a lot of people mention how they could have very easily had her play Alicia, I think that's the name of Ben's girlfriend in the comics, but it said they were like they just made her be a very boring original character for the film.
mm, yeah. Alicia was it Masters? I think her
Yeah, I
name
think
is.
so.
Did you see that interview with Natasha Leone where she forgot that she was in What If? Like they asked her, it's like, "Oh, how it feel to be a part of another Marvel project?" She was like, "Wait, what are you thinking about Blade Trinity?" There's like, "No, What If?" She was like, "Oh, right, yeah, I was in that." Like yes,
I
but
feel like it would be more memorable her role in What If than this, to be honest.
yeah, she was playing what was that kid? Birdie,
Birdie,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, which I don't know.
Which whether you like the character or not, she's memorable. Because of how ridiculous her origin is.
Yeah. Yeah. At least she's got that kind of going for her.
Like, I feel like if I had played a character like that in my career, that would be something I would never forget happening.
Just completely. She erased that from her memory, I guess. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So just yeah.
I think though with What If, a lot of the MCU actors they don't remember being part of it because I'm guessing it's simply that Marvel may not tell them at what all they're actually doing stuff for. They just tell people we need you to come in and do some recording. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they just don't reveal maybe the big grand, or maybe they just don't even watch the shows like that they're
Yeah.
in or movies. Like sometimes you go, oh, I
I
get it.
remember when Gwyneth Paltrow forgot she was in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh yeah, I think they. Yeah, I remember that with John Favreau and
Yeah, I
everything like
feel like they just tell the actors we need you to come in and do some stuff up, and they don't always tell them what it's for. I'm guessing.
that. Yeah. So yeah, but that was just like a funny thing.
Uh,
But yeah, it seems like yeah, a lot of just stuff was cut from
oh
Ben and
yeah,
everything like
I
that.
think uh, uh, I think they all did a great job though with the characters. Earth. I think that Joseph Quinn was definitely a standout one with on Johnny. Yeah, I think he was really good in the film.
Mhm.
And then I think I like both Reed and Sue as well. Though I will say I think that I wish that with Sue that they had her doing a bit more of or of helping out with like the scientific aspects of stuff and not just being a mother. Like I feel like they kind of reduced her a bit to just being a mother character.
Mm. Sue is, I think, out of all the characters in it, as far as from the Fantastic Four, was my favorite. I think overall, I think maybe the villains. I like the villains a lot. I like what
Mm-hmm.
they did with Silver Surfer. I like what they did with Galactus. In terms of Sue, I mean, she has the Future Foundation. It seems like she's this very
True.
good woman.
That's true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But I was trying to think back. I'm like, I feel like most of her scenes are just about being a mother. I'm like, I feel like there's more to her character in the comics than that.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, but it still was, I think, a good dynamic, just as
Oh
her
yeah.
and Reed and going back and forth, husband and wife, and then that struggle with being a parent and that fear there, which I think was pretty good there. I
Mm-hmm.
thought, but I thought, yeah, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm is maybe one of the better things in the movie for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She did a great job with it. And and Pedro Pascal as well was great as Reed. I think I still wish that John Krasinski could have had a time of playing a Reed, but I think that for the film that they were doing, Pedro Pascal was the right choice.
Mm. When you first heard about it, did you have hesitance about it, like all this stunt
I was
casting?
I was a little hesitant about Pedro Pascal for the role just because the idea of a character like Reed does not feel like what you'd think of from Pedro Pascal. He usually his I feel like his roles are much more over the top up and but I think he did it probably one of his best performances is of his career with Reed Richards, to be honest, I think.
Mm, yeah. Did you have any issue with anybody else in the cast before the movie? Like anybody was like, I don't know, and then they
um
turned you around watching the movie?
let's think. I don't I don't think so. Um I was very disappointed that John Malkovich has got cut from the film because I love him as an actor. So I think he would have fit so well into the world of Fantastic Four. But yeah.
Yeah, I remarked that yeah, Malcolm is destined to be cast in superhero movies and never be in them. Like he was supposed to be in Spider-Man
Yeah.
4 as Vulture, and then he wasn't in that. So that's just his legacy, I guess. Um,
Uh, I really wish that they would release an extended version of the film. Sadly, Matt Shackman and said in an interview that there's no chance of that because of how much VFX is in this film. It'd be too expensive to make an extended version.
Oh yeah, I did see him say that. Yeah, Matt
Like
Shackman.
that. That kind of sucks because there is so much that was cut out and I would love to see all that stuff that was cut.
Mm, yeah.
Hopefully they at least release some deleted scenes when it comes out on digital.
Yeah. Do you buy some of the Marvel movies on DVD? Do they have many like extras or deleted scenes behind the scenes?
I don't usually buy them, but I usually just watch the deleted scenes as they get released online
Oh,
and on
okay.
YouTube. To be honest,
Yeah. Okay. Um,
I really wish that Disney Plus would put all of the extras on there for the stuff and not just the film.
yeah. I know they do those featurettes there. I don't know how much detail, but it's not
Yeah.
very detailed. It's only like 10 minutes or long. I think those featurettes. It's not very
Mhm.
detailed and everything. But this Fantastic Four movie. Do you think it's like this is the what 27th film in the Marvel universe? There, I think.
Not sure, or there's been a lot.
It's hard to
Uh,
keep track. You would you rank this one pretty high amongst these movies?
I yeah, I would say it's pretty high. I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
Like I said, it was like there like other than and me wanting more out of like of the scenes that got cut and the more explanation about their plan that like I other than that I was very happy with the film.
yeah. So it's the 37th film.
Uh,
So, and then in 3 more years, it's going to be 20 years of Marvel movies that we've had.
mm-hmm.
It's like, geez, okay. This thing is just keeping going. The ball is
Oh yeah.
moving. Um,
It's why like I remember like a few years ago people being like they don't act like we should just reboot the MCU I remember being like I understand that you feel like there's a lot in here, but also at the same time, there's 80 years of comic books. There's a lot of material they could still keep going with in this universe.
mm, yeah. So didn't Kevin Feige say with Doomsday it's supposed to be kind of like a Secret Wars thing, and that it's basically supposed to be resetting the whole thing? And
Yeah, I'm. That's what they. I'm not like super excited for. I don't. I've never been big on timeline changes and stuff in films, so I'm not super excited for that. But we'll see what happens.
so it'll be just like the comics. It just reboot it and then start from square one again.
I
Uh,
guess that's all. Feels like a really bad time to do that after you've just introduced a whole bunch of characters that you put cliffhangers on with it to just wipe all of that. Like that just feels strange. But yeah, I my main thing though with like all the stuff that Kevin Feige said on Sunday was it I don't like how much it feels like he just does not care about the characters that they introduced since Endgame. And you know he was particularly asked about the Eternals, and he said has to be in like 12 years. I'm like, so that means you just don't have any plans for them to come back. It's very clear. I don't know. Like that. That got kind of annoyed me, and like he brought up how the people calling on the MCU woke and DEI now. But the way that he phrased it didn't sound like he was condemning people who say things like that. So that, along with not wanting to bring back a lot of these progressive characters that we've gotten on since Endgame, kind of feels like he's starting to push towards that side of the fandom, and try and make them happy.
Mm. Well, what characters are you thinking that they're maybe kind of? You saying like Kevin Feige maybe is kind of just pushing characters out that he
Yeah,
thinks that way about? Like, what
like
characters maybe you thinking?
like the characters from the Marvels, She-Hulk, the Eternals, I these characters that uh, uh are not just straight white men. It feels like they're kind of pushing them out. They're out when they do have stuff from them. They're not giving them nearly as much promotion as they should. Like due to the strikes back in 2023, that's why the Marvels didn't do well in theaters, because they couldn't really market it nearly as much because of the strikes. The I This year we have like they did a really bad job with marketing and Ironheart, and gave it a really bad release schedule. They've practically done no marketing for Eyes of Wakanda, and that got moved. Its release moved up to this upcoming week. And then Captain America: Brave New World. Old Kevin Feige blamed it not doing well on it not having in Steve Rogers in it, and basically saying that he believes that the fandom can't accept having a black Captain America, and that just it gives me the vibe that he's trying to appease the parts of the fandom that are against these things.
Mm, yeah. Um, I think some of the stuff I think Kevin Feige is kind of wrong about there. There's a lot of characters, whether and I think some of it depends on fan reaction. I think that Sam and that whole movie, I think he will continue to be Captain America. I don't think they're maybe going to try to reboot that to the point where they bring back Steve Rogers. I
I
think
mean, he literally in that interview said that they are planning on in the future at some point recasting any characters like Steve Rogers and Tony Stark arcs. So, it sounds like after Secret Wars, when they do this reboot thing, they might be trying to bring them back,
mm, see on that.
which is
Yeah, I'd like to see. You mentioned She-Hulk. I'd like to see She-Hulk come back and do
uh,
something there. Second season maybe.
and then you have you look at the Doomsday cast that they have announced so far, and it's very male focused. It's like there's only a couple females in it. It's like that feels very much like we're regressing back to the how it was in the Infinity Saga.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, who's gonna be I guess, one of the prominent female characters? Doomsday, Sue Storm, or
There's yeah, so Sue was announced there, and Mystique, and there might be one or two others,
Florence
but
Pugh's character? Yeah.
yeah, Florence Pugh, it was like five women to like 20 men in the and it was like I really really that feels like a lot of men. And for it's very little women.
Yeah. But they still have a bunch of more people to announce. That's the crazy
Hopefully,
thing.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing where I'm like, I don't, I feel like they have some more people to announce, but I'm guessing it's not actually nearly as much as we think. Think because I don't think that the film's gonna actually have a crazy massive cast because how are they gonna give each character their due if they have such a crazy cast? But so I'm not but I'm hoping that I'm wrong and that that they actually do announce a lot more of these characters coming back that I want to see come back. Yeah.
But I think yeah, Sue's I think gonna be really great. I think she's gonna be pretty pivotal to
Hmm.
that. What do you think? Because there was that mid credit scene with Doom. Do you think a lot of this stuff is gonna revolve around Franklin Richards and what that's going on?
I'm guessing so. I haven't actually read the Secret Wars in the comics, but I've heard that he is a part of that story in the comics. X and people wanting his power, or so I'm assuming that that's what they were teasing with that scene. Um, yeah, so I'm guessing that I think that Doom wants to try and steal him and to get his power. Um, I'm very interested in whether this Doom is actually from the Fantastic Four's Earth or if he's from another Earth. I don't know if we know that yet. They did though. Interestingly, they particularly did earlier in the film tease Doom though with having at the like nations conference thing, UN thing, the Latveria seat was empty.
Mm, yeah. So yeah, I saw some theories on that. I don't know if they were saying that. I mean, I think they were saying that Doom does exist in this 828 world, but then that the Robert Downey Jr. Doom may be like at the mid credit scene is another Doom from another
Mm-hmm.
universe, possibly. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure or whether like I think that if this Doom is from H28, I think it is them not having him be a part of the film is a bit of a mistake. Because like you could have had had Reed and him's relationships, which would have really helped there being like a personal connection. And once he's the big villain in Doomsday and Secret Wars, like as it currently stands, like most characters don't have that much of a relationship with Tony Stark. So like and nobody has a relationship with Doom. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a little strange there in how they try to fit things together with Doomsday.
You saying there won't be like that emotional investment they're
Yes,
having? Yeah, because it's like, oh, but
like
oh,
I think like the characters that would have the most or ones they haven't even announced yet for or Doomsday, those being like Tom Holland as Spider-Man and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. All those are probably the closest to actually having any kind of emotional connection with him looking like Tony Stark, and they haven't even announced them. You um Sam has met Tony before, but he never really was friends with Tony, so it's even though he's probably gonna be the lead of the film, he's not gonna be the one really having much of a big connection there.
mm, yeah. Yeah, I see your point there about that. Yeah, which I mean, I know Tom Holland Spider Man's probably. I mean, he has to be in
Yeah,
it.
I feel it's interesting. Yeah, I feel like either like if he is in it, I feel like he's gonna have a small role because I don't think he's done any filming for it yet, and he's gonna be busy with filming Spider-Man 4 in just like a week or so. And if I remember right, I when they re-upped his contract at the last time, I'm he had one appearance and so was added to it outside the Spider-Man films. So that sounds to me like either he may only appear in Doomsday or he'll only appear in Secret Wars.
Hmm. Well, Brand New Day also is coming out
Well, yeah,
next.
yeah, but I'm saying like films that are not Spider-Man and
Oh,
films. If I remember right, the contract said that that one film outside of Spider-Man films,
oh,
he's contracted to appear in. So if he's to appear in both, then they may they may be working on doing a new contract for him.
and then in the meantime, try to set up Miles Morales and maybe do that so
Well,
they can.
I don't think that that at least Marvel is doing that because that was one thing particularly Kevin Feige said on in his interview on Sunday that um Sony told them that they are not allowed to do anything with Miles Morales.
Mm. Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he said I think it's because they don't want to confuse fans between in MCU Miles Morales and the Miles from the Into the Spider Verse films,
Mm.
which
Yeah.
is
Sony.
also I mean an interesting thing because like that they've established that that is connected to the world of the MCU it is the same multiverse and that's going. I'm pretty sure the or Beyond the Spider Verse is going to be coming out around the same time as Secret Wars is. I wonder if there's going to be a connection between the films or if they're going to be completely separate.
I guess Sony wants to be the person to fuck up Miles Morales first, and then when they do that a couple times, they go, "All right, you guys can use Miles Morales now." I
Ooh,
guess.
I was
When they, but you were saying, what was the last thing you said? You said,
I said that I said I wonder whether there'll be connection between Beyond the Spider Verse and Secret Wars, since
mm,
I'm pretty sure they come out around that same time frame,
let me see when does.
or Beyond might be coming out like a little later or something. But
Oh yeah, it got pushed back to 2027 June.
yeah, which I'm pretty sure is when is the same year as Secret Wars is coming out, so it'll be interesting whether that has a connection or not. If it doesn't. I feel like that'll actually be kind of strange if it and them having two different massive multiversal events happening in the same year.
I wonder if yeah, that's you bring up a good point. I wonder if there's going to be is good coordination between those two things, between
Uh,
Sigma and Spider Verse there.
I still think though that Beyond the Spider Verse is like such a crazy situation. Like they have like them delaying it as much as they have after ending the Across the Spider Verse on a cliffhanger is wild. Like imagine how people would have reacted if Marvel had done that after Infinity War. People
Mm.
would have gone crazy if Endgame were delayed as much as Beyond Spider Verse has.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of animation. I know they're working on
Oh yeah,
animated stuff.
I'm not trying to say we should rush the animators. I'm just saying like it is wild to think about because like you know that if this were or like Infinity War and Endgame if Endgame had gotten delayed and after the cliffhanger in Infinity War people would have gone crazy.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I mean the anticipation was killing people. Yeah, that anticipation definitely for it.
I feel like they shouldn't have told us originally that it was going to come out less than a year after Cross the Spider Verse because I do kind of feel like their delays now have kind of hurt anticipation for Beyond the Spider Verse.
You think so? Oh,
Yeah,
not like
I feel like right after Across the Spider Verse, everybody was super excited for it, but I feel like now everybody's like, will it ever actually come out?
mm. Oh. It'd be interesting to see. I think I don't know. I mean, I'm still very, man. I'm still,
I'm excited for it.
I'm still
But it's
hyped
not
for it.
like I'm not like on the same level of excitement as I was when Across the Spider Verse came out.
I just I really hope they just close it out and it's a
Hopefully.
great trilogy. That would just suck if the third movie's just disappointing and it's not as good as the first. So,
I definitely worry about that a bit because I feel like delaying films a lot of times doesn't actually end up making them better than they would have been. And we had like there were like there were tons of delays on A's for or Morbius and Dark Phoenix, and we saw how those ended up being.
mm, yeah. Which I think they said they stopped, right? They're not gonna do any more of those. Like, Craven was the last one, right?
I believe so. It's I feel it's confusing. I feel like what they've said, but I think they're done.
Yeah. So I mean, Craven bombed so bad. I think they were like, yeah, let's just stop for a minute. Yeah.
Why they thought it would be a good idea to have Noel be teased in Venom 3 is beyond me. If they had no plans of going forward with that.
Um, I it's I know I looked at some of the comic stuff for it. I mean, it seems like a cool kind of concept, the whole Venom stuff and the way the creatures come from, and then the like
Mhm.
the what do you call it, the Necro sword and everything
Yeah.
like that. Seems like a cool concept, just not for Sony to do it because they don't know how to
Yeah,
do it.
like the thing to me is just like is there's two things is with it to me. One, I think it's crazy that they spent a whole movie teasing him when they had no plans for him coming back. And also but also though the way they did tease him, and I have not actually read his comics, but the way they did tease him made it seem like he's like this Thanos level threat for that world,
Mm.
which the or heroes are not really heroes. They're supposed to be villains. But the superpowered people we have on that world, I don't think they would have been enough to defeat a Thanos level threat.
You don't think Morbius and Venom and Vulture and
Yeah, like no,
Craven would?
they don't seem like they're that powerful.
Uh, so, yeah. I mean, yeah. The villains that aren't really villains, yeah. I don't think they would have been able to
That
stop that
would have
level
been
movement.
wild.
But
Think what else about Fantastic Four though should we talk about because this is a Fantastic Four review. Um, I think Galactus was really well done in the film. I think I loved his voice. I think it worked really well, and they did a great job at making him menacing. Which I feel like could have been an issue because like yeah, I can imagine it would be hard. It can be hard to ooh, make a ridiculously big a villain and or large, particularly large villain and menacing, but they managed to, and I think it worked really well. I really liked Silver Surfer in it. Let's see, I really liked the joke thing of Ben not wanting to say a it's clobbering time out of the film. I thought that was great. Though I do hope that it doesn't end up being just this one-off thing. I am actually saying it. I hope that he continues saying it in Doomsday.
mm, uh, I I think that was a funny gag in the movie. Yeah, about that. I know they kind of sometimes they always do that in these Fantastic Four movies. Like, are they going to say "Flame On" or "It's clobbering
Which
time"?
which Johnny didn't ever say flame on in film, which was surprising.
Yeah, he didn't. No, he didn't say that. No.
Yeah, like that was interesting. I I'm very interested in once Fantastic Four comes to Disney Plus, us where they're gonna place it in the timeline. Like that, I think that'll be interesting because it's because you have because we have this weird retro futuristic world that maybe in the 1960s is you have its it it has to be somewhere near Thunderbolts as well, and all because of that post credit scene, but obviously has to be before it. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where they place it.
Yeah. I wonder how Doomsday is going to open up with that, as far as like we talked about, yeah, with the
Hmm.
Stinger. But you say it could be maybe that's Doom. Maybe he stole the ship and stole Franklin, and maybe Franklin's on the ship, and
Hmm.
he's going to this mainline MCU there. But also your point about Galactus. Galactus was really great. I mean, really intimidating villain. Ralph Innocent, I think the voice, everything matched with that. I thought that was really
Now, I've heard people talk about whether they think and Galactus will like ever come back. Do you think that we'll ever see Galactus again? I personally don't think we'll probably see him again, just because I think after Doomsday, I don't think we're gonna see this world again. So unless he appears in Doomsday, I don't see him coming back.
Yeah, I don't know much from the comics. I don't know if Galactus has the ability to like universe hop or something like that. But unless that, he has that ability, I don't see him come
Hmm.
back. Or maybe that we could also see Galactus, a version of Galactus in the mainline MCU.
Yeah.
I know there's a female version of Galactus that's also present there as well. Also another version of Silver Surfer. I'm sure they want to have that character in the mainline MCU as well. So I could still
Hmm.
possibly see that.
No. I think. Um, what do you think of how they had no other heroes that exist in this other world? I kind of wish that they had other heroes that existed, just like things where like we just see on the news there's other heroes out fighting battles. Just because I think it could have been cool to see like very classic designs for these other heroes. What did you think of it? Them keeping them in this completely isolated thing where they are the only heroes.
Just to focus on them, nobody else really. Just to have that focus there, pretty much. It's like, hey, this is the only world where these heroes exist. That's it. We don't have to worry about any other people there. I think that was just kind of maybe the main focus of it.
Oh yeah. I don't think there's much else to actually talk about with Fantastic Four. Or so I'm wind this down. Unless there's any final things that you'd like to say about it.
So out of, I don't know, 5 star, what will be your rating for Fantastic Four? What will be your
I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
okay favorite comic book movie of the year for you?
Um, it's really hard for me to decide whether I like this more or if I like Superman more. I really like both of them.
Mm, yeah, I think maybe I like Superman.
Mhm.
Tough though. I like
I
both.
think I think the thing is I think that Superman edges it out just a bit because I feel like there was more substance to the Superman movie versus I don't think that the this Fantastic Four film was really trying to say much whereas I feel like the Superman film was like really trying to be deep.
Mm, okay, I see. I think yeah, I think there's more growth with Superman as a character. I think
Hmm.
for with the other characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a good tune in on my stream there, which is like a
All right.
3.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah.
All right. Well, everyone please check out the afternoon tune and they are an awesome group of people all over there. They are I went on an episode for them and talking about Superman and they do episodes it seems like multiple times a week you guys do stuff.
Typically every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, sometimes Wednesday. There.
Okay. Yeah. Look for them. I am on YouTube. And I think on Twitch as well. You guys live stream your shows. And so just look up the afternoon tune, and you should be able to find them. I am. It'll be they are a lot of fun over there. Right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you like this game analysis, please give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or a 5-star rating on Spotify. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episodes. Please let me know. If you like to listen more from me, please subscribe. Many more game analysis from me coming, so keep on the lookout. This again is your host, Master John, signing off.